How you doing, Jersey? Welcome to the Star Ledger Newsroom. Tuesday, January 27th. Well, the new Bruce Springsteen album, Working on a Dream, is out today at Jack's Music Shop in Red Bank. The store opened up last night. Actually, Springsteen has been known to shop here, so they opened up last night to buy the album right at midnight when it went on sale. This has become a tradition at Jack's every time Springsteen puts an album out. Last night there was at least 100 people lined up by the time I got there.
We've done it for most of his releases. You know, it's pretty cool. People dig it, and as always, people always think he's going to show up, so they show up, and he doesn't usually show up. But
It's always a chance.
It's always a chance, you know. I mean, actually, the time that his people said he wasn't going to show up, he showed up. So, which was mayhem in here.
Sold a lot of copies. Actually, interestingly enough, about half the sales were in vinyl LPs, which I found interesting. This guy hadn't even bought it yet and already was singing the words.
I know, I'm watching that back door too to see if we see him coming in. That's why, yeah, he did show you. You never know. The guy's a regular guy, you know? And that's what it is. That's what makes him the boss.
All right, even in New Jersey, not everybody loves Springsteen. You know, our blogs and message boards on NJ.com are a constant tug of war between people who think Bruce can do no wrong and people who think he was washed up a long time ago. So we figured the occasion of a new Springsteen album was a good time to have a little debate about this. Bruce Springsteen, rock and roll genius and a modern day John Steinbeck, or a washed up schlub who can't hold a candle to Jimmy Buffett? That's the question today here on Ledger Live. With me is Star Ledger rock critic Jay Lustig. Been covering Springsteen for about 20 years now, and often refers to Bruce Springsteen as one of the best rock acts of the past 35 years. And on this side we have Star Ledger columnist Paul Mulshine, longtime Springsteen critic, who framed the question today as saying we should discuss whether Springsteen is a major rock artist or a 3-album wonder who might have been better off ODing after Born to Run. What did you mean by that, and what's your beef with Springsteen?
Well, I mean, look at Jim Morrison, right? Now, here's a 3-album wonder. This guy had the good sense to die after, you know, he was going downhill, right? Everybody says, oh, gee, imagine what he might have done if he lived. Same thing, you know, if you look at Bob Dylan, when he had that motorcycle crash, he had done most of his good stuff. If he had died then, everybody would have said, geez, imagine if he had lived. But with Springsteen, we know what he would have done because he had lived, and he started getting out 12-string guitars and boring us all to tears with the most awful renditions of this pseudo-Heartland crap that nobody wants to hear, even his fans. That's what I say.
Jay, your much more favorable view of Springsteen's later career?
Well, no one wants to hear it. I mean, a lot of people have been buying the records and going to the concerts. I think his greatest albums are Born to Run and Darkness on the Edge of Town, and right here. And
that makes him a 4-album wonder, by the way.
No, but then I think he continued to release strong stuff into the 80s with Tunnel of Love. Born in the USA is not a bad album. And I think he's still doing stuff and good stuff.
What's wrong with Born in the USA?
Worst song ever. I mean that, you know, and by the way, Max Weinberg, I wasn't the one who called him that headache machine. Max Weinberg, some critic in Texas did that, but that guy with the boom, boom, boom is the worst drummer.
Paul, 2001 column you wrote here saying Jimmy Buffett is better than Bruce Springsteen. Jimmy Buffett?
Jimmy is better.
Jimmy Buffett?
I'll tell you, he's better at what Bruce wants to do. I'll agree that Jimmy's pretty much of a 3-album wonder as well, and we can get that out of the way. However, you know, Margaritaville and so forth was early in his career, and he did peak early. But the thing about Jimmy is Jimmy can write a song you can sit down with an acoustic guitar and play, and it's a good song. Bruce has been trying to do that for his entire
steam
career.
coming out of Jay's ears
and
over
he
here?
writes horrible songs when he just tries to play with it. He wants to be Bob Dylan. He wants to write that acoustic guitar song.
How is he better than Springsteen? How is Buffett better than Springsteen?
He is more representative of a type. He created his own form of rock and roll.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Cheeseburger in Paradise, great song. Margaritaville, it
great song for
up a world.
For a McDonald's ad.
It conjures up a real world, but Springsteen conjures up this false world. I mean, he had the Jersey Shore, and it was very good, you know, Greasy Lake and Asbury Park and all those places. But then he decided he wanted to be this hick from the Midwest, which just had nothing to do with reality, and those songs are also totally artificial. And furthermore, you know, I don't like Hicks.
Well, I think a lot of Springsteen's best songs don't have anything to do with, you know, whatever place he's writing about, but they're more introspective stuff. I mean, the Tunnel of Love stuff was very universal. A lot of his best stuff, I think, is very universal, and it doesn't. To me, it's kind of irrelevant whether it conjures up a certain place or not. But I don't think you know. Can you name a Buffett song that competes with Thunder Road for depth, for musical genius?
Oh yeah, I would say Volcano. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. That says it all.
That's a novelty song, folks. He just pointed out a novelty song to better.
Really, I haven't heard that song. Is it really about a volcano?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's not a novelty. I mean, volcanoes blow up, and you better get out of the way.
That's
genius.
It's a novelty if you haven't hung around volcanoes. If you haven't
truisms in Jimmy Buffett. Get out of the way of the volcano.
Yeah. Buffett writes amusing songs. They serve a function. He's a fun concert artist. He does not very often, to my mind at least, hit on universal truths in his songs.
Well, you drink a margarita, you don't feel good? I mean, come on, that's a universal truth.
Well, it's not a very interesting.
I hung out in a Parrot Head bar once, and I felt nauseous afterwards. I thought it was the tequila, but it was the Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah?
It made me want to puke.
Oh, God. I don't know.
More people live like the way they live in Springsteen songs than they live like the way people are living in Buffett songs.
Well, that's the funny thing. I mean,
don't you think more people are living like Springsteen characters than Buffett characters?
No. I mean, like Racing in the Streets.
Who would you rather hang around with?
I mean, he wrote the only depressing car song ever written. These guys have hot cars, and they're like moaning and whining. You know, they've got like fast cars.
That's a great song.
And they're like, I'm gonna go racing in the street. I mean, how do you kill a car song? But I mean, that was just, you know.
So art can't be good if it's
I
depressing.
never knew a guy who had a hot car who was depressed. You know, that's all I can say.
Most of them are compensating.
Okay.
They're compensating?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're having fun when they're driving the car, at least.
All right, that wraps it up. I'm sure we've settled this issue. Jay Lustig, Paul Mulshine, thanks a lot. And that wraps up Ledger Live for today. New Springsteen album in the stores today, of course. And listen, we want to hear from you. Ledger Live at star@ledger.com is the email address. We'll be back to maybe hash it out over the new album. We'll come back again and do it again.
Yeah.
All right, Jersey, take it easy.